And with that, I would like to request first Dr. Imran Usmani Saab to first, what is the future, a short picture of the future that he thinks of, sir?
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Nahmadu wa nusalli ala Rasulil Kareem, amma ba'd. Thank you, Brother Umar, for having a very interactive session and very productive questions. I hope, inshallah, it will be very useful for the whole, inshallah, audience. So long as my vision is concerned, basically my basic objective is that we should have in our country complete riba-free and Islamic economy system implemented. This is the basic vision of me and all of our colleagues and our family and father, honorable father, and so on. So to achieve this during this past 2 or 3 decades, we had to face different types of challenges, and all the times we have to struggle for that. Initially, once we started that, it was difficult to market or train the people to make them aware about Islamic finance, but now it is not the same case. Now, alhamdulillah, more and more people have been trained, and capacity building has been, mashallah, accomplished in a very good way. Now, another challenge was that for Islamic banks there was excess liquidity, and they always had to face the problem how to cater this excess liquidity. But alhamdulillah, by the time we have, alhamdulillah, launched in Pakistan different types of sukuk, and alhamdulillah, now they are quite sufficient, which can easily fulfill our requirement of excess liquidity. Even we have some other instruments which can be used for liquidity management if in case we have some lack of or shortage of sukuk. After having this, now after COVID-19, everything completely was changed. Now, especially in Pakistani scenario, we see that there is a very big scope and potential for Islamic banks, because in Pakistan around 82% people are unbanked. They are not in financial inclusion. And only 18% who are in banking circle from the whole population, 70 to 80% are engaged with the corporates, and the remaining in that 18% is engaged with SME commercial and microfinance. So what we can say, if we see in a big picture, we can say that the whole money of the depositors, individuals, masses, public, are basically going towards the big corporates, not to spread through SME commercial or microfinance to the masses. Although it is Islamic that you can do business wherever it is feasible, there is no as such harm element in that. But to make the philosophy and objective of Sharia more compliant, it would be more feasible that your flow of wealth should not go from here to there to very rich people. Instead, it should go towards the many people. Now, it is a time after COVID-19 that we have seen that everything could be done through online, work from home, digitally. And we know that we have a big customer which is untapped, which is around 80% as SME commercial. Previously, we were not able, especially big Islamic banks, and who have the background of investment banking or corporate banking background, they didn't have such passion or such demand due to some practical issues as well, that it was difficult for them to do these SME commercial and microfinance because it has more expenses, it needs more resources, more branches, and there are some certain risks are engaged or involved which have to be taken care of. So that is why all the Islamic banks were completely focusing towards either sukuk, sovereignty products, or corporate sector. But as we see now that since our big economy is unbanked and they are not in financial inclusion, and we wanted to make all the economy regulated and wanted to bring them in tax regime, now it is a good time that we will use the technology and fintech and so forth, so that all the products should be standardized, prudent, efficient, as well as very quick and fast to be completed. Because usually in manual banking process, you have to go with anyone by all the documents, and then you have to see that which documents, every documents were completely filled in, and as per the process flow it was done or not, and if there is a mistake, so then audit problem may come. But once everything has been developed in a software through blockchain documents and through automatic calculation of profit and everything, once you put the rule formula, so it will automatically do all the transaction and process flow, and you can expand through your mobile or through application to these people which are not reachable at the moment due to distance or due to any other reasons. So now youth in our country, which is around 60 to 70%, which is from 25 years age to 35 years, they are more using mobile. Around, I have learned that around 1.3 million mobile users they are using here in mobile. So now it is a good time that instead of using normal or classical banking through manual transactions, we should switch towards these digital thing so that we could tap that market. It will have two benefits. The first benefit would be that they would be in the financial inclusion and regulatory regime and tax regime. Secondly, there is a big market who are not being benefited from any bank, and especially any Islamic bank. And majority of Pakistan, people want to do Islamic banking system. So whenever you go to any merchant or any small and medium enterprises, they say that they don't want to do any interest-based transaction. So you have to provide, or we have to provide, such transactions which are very easily doable, and we could do through these, and we could cover all that untapped market through that. This is how I can say that we can tap the whole market and we can evolve. Even one thing I would say, that those banks who, mashallah, very rapidly grew in this period, if they were not being able to transform into this system, and any other player will come and he will get that advantage, he may win, or he may win the competition. Because in the margin of the SME commercial financing, the profitability is higher than the corporate financing. So if we just focus on the corporate financing and we do not focus on the SME commercial, so then it might be a loss for those who are not attending towards that.